I'm celebrating applying to community college because every 4 year rejected me. 2 years of community college, transfer to a main school, aka the smart path, aka the financially secure path, fewer student loans. Nothing wrong with that, baby. Nothing wrong with that. Welcome to the broadcast here on August 6th, 2025. Atrioc April has a better ring to it. And I feel like Christmas could be called Marchmas. Atrioc August is not like I didn't choose it. It chose me. Okay? Atrioc August is a thing. It has existed for time immemorial. Hi, Ashkan Kiani. He's back and he's cynical. I'm not cynical. Drop the Atrioc. It's cleaner. So just August then. it's just August. That doesn't really get the old engine running. You know, that doesn't seem to have the same ring to it. I don't think it's cleaner. I think it's worse. Drop the Trioc. What are we talking about today? I'm timing you out. Crane, you've been here too long. You've been here too long to do that. Next one's a ban. Okay? Atrioc, do you think Gen Z is the greatest generation? Don't even finish your sentence. Yes. I don't even have to read the rest. Yes. Gen Z is the greatest generation there ever was. They are just smarter. You know what makes them better? And this is what I was realizing. I was talking with millennials. What I realized is Gen Z's better people because they grew up with iCarly and the Nintendo DS. And that makes them better people. I didn't quite fully understand that. So that just makes a lot of sense to me. That exactly is why. We should bring back the Ottoman Empire. We should bring it back. It's not going to feel very Ottoman if I bring it back. I'll tell you that. I just feel like they're going to... It feels a little appropriative. I'm a Gen Z 90s kid. I'm superior to all. No, I hate Zillennials. They're the worst. I wish I could team up with Gen Z and hating Zillennials, bro. They won't shut up. They don't shut up. They don't shut up. They literally don't stop talking about how they don't understand, like, like, I kind of remember 9/11, but I also, I don't like TikTok that much. Like, I'm not into brain rot stuff, but just shut up. Shut up. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. They're just worse than both groups. This is the most anti-consumer thing I've ever seen. What is this? Wait, what? I don't know if this is real, but I'll look at it. I went to a new burger joint. The cheeseburger was $10. The bacon cheeseburger was $12. I order the bacon cheeseburger. FYI, bacon is extra. Yeah, it costs $2 more. No, there's an upcharge. She says getting bacon on a bacon cheeseburger is an extra $2.50 on top of the price. I assume the waitress is new and doesn't know the initial $2 covers the bacon. She flags a manager. The manager comes over and says bacon costs extra. I say, I know, $2. He says, no, that doesn't cover bacon. I ask what it's for then. I shit you not, because bacon costs extra. I know it costs extra. That's the price difference between a regular burger and a bacon burger. No, the price doesn't include the bacon. Once again, I ask what the $2 is for. And once again, he says it's because bacon costs more. I was caught in a circular reasoning loop. I shook my head, laughed, and walked out. Y'all, an incompetent front of house will kill a restaurant far faster than subpar food. Because people may forget a disappointing meal, but they never forget terrible service. Fire emoji. His rhymes are this fire? Yeah. That's ridiculous. That's insane. But what I still don't understand at the end of this whole thing is whether the restaurant actually charged for bacon or if the front of house was stupid. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand if they weren't getting it or if there was a $12 bacon cheeseburger with a $2.50 bacon fee on top of it. I don't. So bacon's $4.50. Yeah, it sounds like a bacon cheeseburger is $14.50, but they called it a $12 bacon cheeseburger with a $2.50 bacon fee. Which I wouldn't put past. That's how Ticketmaster works. That's how a lot of companies work. Right? They just split it into two different things so it's less annoying. But it's like it's the fucking Vegas restaurant fee. But I don't fully understand what happened here because they could have just been stupid. They could have not understood. Yeah, like so theoretically, right? I'm just wondering if theoretically you could say, okay, so bacon is $2.50. So I'll just have the regular cheeseburger with bacon then. I don't want the bacon cheeseburger. I want the regular cheeseburger with a side of bacon on the cheeseburger. And then it's $12.50. The extra bacon comes with a bacon fee. Yeah. What it sounds like you're saying, though, is that I pay this $2 for the right to pay $2.50 to add bacon to my burger. Because they'll only add bacon to a certified bacon cheeseburger, which costs $12. That it's like a bacon entrance fee, yeah. Well, in that case, I'm fully on board. That makes a lot of sense. Just good business, really. It's just good business. How are y'all doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the broadcast. Good to see you. Lots to talk about today. But I want to hear from you. A little banter, a little vibes. Little vibes. Can I has cheeseburger? That's right. That is right. I just saw today's pod. You looked exasperated the whole episode. No, I had like resting, exasperated face. I swear to God, I wasn't exasperated. Honestly, I think my body language is not good that episode, even though I think my discussion was good. I need to... my hate for Aiden is finally showing. I couldn't contain it. Dude, when I'm next to Aiden, I seethe. His very presence disgusts me. Okay? The air he breathes makes me angry. And so I have to hold it in, but I couldn't hold it in. No, I really liked the episode, actually, but we did get contentious in the back half. Why is Atrioc friends with Aiden Ross? I'm friends with Aiden Ross for his intellectualism, to be honest. I don't even really fuck with Aiden Ross, like, content that much. He's just, like, the smartest friend I have. So I'll constantly ask him for advice on things. And just, like, I want to hear his take because he's got this measured, thoughtful way of looking at the world. That I sort of I vibe with. I like fuck with. Atrioc, I'm a software developer who's currently employed. Am I cooked? I mean, cooked would be someone who's not employed. That's way more cooked than the guy who's employed. You're probably fine. You survived. You survived the culling. LeBron is on the Epstein files. What is this? Why are you putting... LeBron is in the Epstein files because the Epstein wrote about all his pedophilia, and then at the bottom he's like, a list of the greatest basketball players ever, and wrote LeBron. It's in the files, but it's a separate category. It's not the island. It's not the fucking... It's just like... fucking Epstein, for all his faults, new ball. Okay? Epstein had many faults, but he was also an accurate judge of ball. I don't know how to tell you this. That's Trump's next defense. Trump's defense is that Epstein meant to write me on the ballers list. Like, he wrote me on the pedophile list 14 times, but he meant to write me on the ballers list. Your Honor. WNBA dildo was on the list. What is this? What? Why did you link me the government spending and then say WNBA dildo was on the list? What does this mean? Bro, I'm going to crash out if I hear one more person talk about the WNBA in a stupid fucking parroted sports talk radio horseshit argument from fucking 5 years ago. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to fucking crash out. I'm going to make a mess, dude. Have you heard of the NBA? It's like the WNBA, but all dudes. That sounds fire, dude. Wait, that sounds way better. I might switch over. That sounds fucking... They should call it the MNBA. Did you know if the WNBA was a company, it would be bigger than Nike? That's just not true. I'm not sure. I feel like you guys make fun of the Nike thing without really understanding its simple brilliance. And that's your loss, not mine. That's your loss. Isto! First time chatter here. I heard he had some beef with Canada. I had beef with poutine. I had beef with the fact that Calgary is indistinguishable in many ways from most American cities. But outside of that, I really had a good time in Canada. I really had a good time. I will say this, putting a little maple syrup in the smoothie, chef's kiss. You guys know what you're doing about that. He said all Canadians smell like horse. I just didn't say that. I didn't say that. Like, here's the why. Because if I did say that, I'd own it. I would double down right now. If I believed that, I'd say it again. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that Canadians smell like horse. They smell like moose. Okay, it's different. It's a subtle difference. It's an aroma. It's a tang. Getting Calgary poutine is like getting NYC pizza in Texas and complaining. Counterpoint, I don't give a shit. It's all Canada to me. There's a counterpoint. Okay? Anyone who lives in Calgary is spiritually evil. That's what I was telling a Spectacore over and over when I visited him there. I just told him he's spiritually evil for the where location that he lives. So California and Florida are the same then? Yes, I believe that. They're the same. You can't tell the difference. Are we getting Atrioc August Age of Empires? No, dude. Listen, there's my goals. If you missed yesterday's stream, we wrote down a list of goals for Atrioc August. I'm seeing here. I already accomplished one yesterday. In a late night Age of Empires stream, I hit 1,400 rating. Basically top 5,000 in the world. In a game with 65 million players. And it was awesome. It was fucking awesome. I could talk about this for an hour, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to bore you with it. But I'm very proud of myself. I worked really, really hard. I studied all my VODs. Dude, I want to say one thing. This is how psychopathic I am when I really want to learn something. Where's my Google Sheets? Well, I want to show you how mean I am to myself when I want to learn something. Okay. Where is it? I made a sheet where I listed out every loss as it happened. And then I watched the replay and I wrote mean commentary to myself on shit that I messed up. And I did that every day until I got better. And now I got better. Lil bro stealing our job? Yeah, I guess so. You guys don't have the sauce for Age of Empires to tell me And Hera was too nice to me, honestly. I don't know why it's not fucking loading, but I have the screenshot that I sent Hera, so let's just pull that up. I just want you to see. Because I don't even remember what I wrote, but Hera was like, that's pretty mean. Like, it definitely wasn't. What did I write? Okay. Here it is. How do I open full image? Open link. I mean, this one I just started, but here's a link anyway. Lost villager to a boar. Can't do that. Pay attention. That's fine. Insanely fucking slow castle age. Didn't build 2 buildings. Fucking stupid. Didn't look at base while being attacked. Lost Vildabort. Jesus Christ. Lost scouts and villagers. Lost members in TC. Oh no. And then it goes on. I mean, the actual list is like 10 more losses, right? So I was just like, fucking trash. Fucking. You'd be an amazing chatter. I know. My greatest regret is that I don't get to heckle myself live. Your League is showing? Well, I used to do that with League. That idea comes from League. I used to do it for League of Legends. I would write down every single loss, and then I would try to write a reasons why I lost that weren't my team. How many children adopted today? Well, the goal is 100 children, right? Wait, no. The goal is 50 children by the end of August. So theoretically, I should adopt like 1.5 to 2 children today. But maybe I'll wait and adopt more at once to make it easier. You should front load? I think I should back load. Can you be my father? Maybe, if it helps me accomplish my stream goals. Jack V, thank you for the 47 months. Thank you. Thank you for the 47 months. Chili's is a big wish. Take that one off. It's a wish. So here's the thing. The hopefuls don't count. I probably won't get these done. But these are the promises. These are the promises, and these are happening for sure. Okay? These are happening for sure. This is happening on Wednesday of next week. Beat Absolute Radiance. I got to run it again. Today, I want to watch the CoffeeZilla thing. I want to check in on some news. I mean, there's some new Epstein news. Maybe Coffee covers it, but there's a bunch of new tariff news I was reading about. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow to see what actually rolls out. Because I've been burned before on tariff discussion, where I'll go into a big thing on Trump's tariffs and like what's happening. And then the day later when we upload the clip, he's already backtracked it. So tomorrow's supposed to be the big fucking rollout day on this new swath of massive tariffs, including 50% on Brazil and everything. But we'll see. I think I'll wait till tomorrow and then we'll break down what actually rolled out. Because I get the feeling he's going to taco. Can you do a stream talk about your recent hip hop listens? I'm very aged out of current hip hop. And it's sad to say. But I listen to like Black Thought. I listen to like J. Cole. I listen to the most recent artist I listen to is fucking Denzel Curry, and he's kind of old now. I listen to Lupe. I listen to JID. Oh, there's a new JID. I did listen to the new Clips, but Clips is not a new artist. But I do love. Although, is there a lot of new hip hop artists? I feel like hip hop is low key dying. Doesn't it feel like hip hop's era at the top is ending of culture? Doechii, that's right. I do like Doechii. I guess that's fair. If I feel like it's ending, not that it's dying like it's dead, but like there's been 2 decades, probably 2002 to now, where hip hop has been the number one genre, and in American culture, and I think it's ending. I think it's ending. I think pop is retaking its crown. Um, and Latin music, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Latin music is massive globally. Um, Big genre now is girl slop, Sabrina Chapel Roan, Ariana Charlie. Why is everything slop now? Why, by that I mean, why do you call everything slop? Why? But no, people are saying misogyny, but it's not. It's not just girl slop. It's everything. People call everything slop now. It's like if it's a game for multiplayer, it's friend slop. Everything is slop, dude. Everything's slop. Everything. Uh, this is banter slop. Yeah, exactly. Everything has become some sort of slop variant. It's like core, but yeah, they changed the word core to slop, but it sounds more insulting. Um, Not really, but it's morphing into something so disgusting. Only the dumbasses that make up the new gym middle schoolers understand. Yeah, but what my saying is maybe they don't understand. Maybe they're not the fingers on the pulse of all culture. Maybe they just like saying the word slop. Uh, Maybe their brains are slop. Uh, Slop is a fun word. No argument there. It is a sloppy word. War footage is war slop. Watching war slop. The general's watching war slop again. Uh, College is school slop. Yeah. Everyone is sort of a pig in a different trough. That is actually wise. Wait a minute, he's kind of spitting. Um, have you seen the new FDC press release? FDC? No. Are you misspelling something? FDC is the Florida Department of Corrections. Florida prison announcement, or you? What are you? The Federal Dank Commission? uh, I just saw Tom Lee say he wanted to become the micro strategy of Ethereum. Max stupid, bro. We can always get stupider, I guess. I don't know. MicroStrategy is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen, and it will end in disaster. And I just don't know when or where. I don't know when or where, but it's fucking. It's so insanely stupid. It's so insanely stupid. Sometimes Big Guy feels like an old head sometimes. Yeah, I'm older than you, bro. Yeah, and I like Black Thought. That's the truth. I've listened to a ton of Black Thought lately, actually. Um, how about a little bit of positivity? Maybe this whole micro strategy thing will work out. You know what, Glorp Glub? Maybe you're right. Maybe you're fucking right, okay? Who am I to be so negative? I think this plan could work. This plan of taking on debt to issue stock that is valued at 3 times the Bitcoin they're buying with the debt, that's going to work forever. That's not a Ponzi. That makes sense. It's going to keep, it will never stop working. Atrioc, my retirement is in MicroStrategy because I can't pick individual stocks in my portfolios. Oh, you mean like it's a piece? Like it's on the NASDAQ or something? Because there's no way you're locked into only having your retirement in one stock and it's MicroStrategy. Say something positive. I'll say something positive. I'm positive that I'm going to fucking beat Absolute Radiance today. Quick abs rad run to kick the stream off. It's Atrioc August after all. Just quick run, see what happens. And I might even play Peak today, a little solo Peak. Get warmed up. I think we might play Friend Slop tomorrow. Stanzy, Squeaks, Lud, maybe. We might do some friend slop games. But I kind of want to play solo peak, see if I can do it. You know, then I can have more chat interaction. But I think we're going to play Mage Arena. Mage Arena is the plan. I don't know if it's tomorrow or the day after, but... I'm going to play Cliff, actually. I'm going to open up Roblox and play Cliff, and I'm going to buy the microtransactions because I actually secretly love it. And everything I said yesterday was a lie. I actually love Roblox, and it's cool. I think every game should get stolen and put on Roblox. If Silksong comes out, I'm not playing it day one. I'm waiting till somebody copies it on Roblox and I'm playing it there. It'll be better. Based, based, based. All right, here we go. Good start. Good start. Oh! That shit caught me off guard. That shit caught me off guard, bro. I wasn't locked in at all. I was not locked in at all. I didn't even see it. It was like I hit a deer or something. You know how when you're out driving drunk and sometimes you hit a deer and it just ruins your whole fucking buzz? Yeah, all the time. You guys know what I'm talking about. It just fucks up your whole night's going great. You got the wind in your hair. You're driving fucking drunk. Okay, wait a minute. A king's chariot can't be stopped. Shouting at the dead deer, a king's chariot can't be stopped. As you plow into it drunk. That's quite a vibe. That's quite a mood. I assume half of you are driving drunk right now. One hand on the wheel, the other hand on your phone. Holding up this thing. All right, let me lock it. Let me lock it. Uh-huh. Oh, he's schmoving. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. No, that was a pincer. He right then left. That's a pincer. That's a pincer. You got encircled, dude. I feel like I'm Hannibal's enemies. Get pinced, idiot. That's not nice. Guys, what if we try a whole new thing? We'll call it the Year of Kindness, where you guys are all really kind to me. What about that? What about everybody really kind? Hey, Atrioc, good job. You can do it. Oh, doesn't that just like improve the vibe around here? Oh, dude, this is the worst. What happened? Why did I just get it after not practicing for months yesterday? Well, I'm actually gonna have to confirm washed. I'm gonna have to call the washed authority, and I'm gonna have to ask them, "Am I washed?" And I fear the answer will be yes. It might be in my head. Stick to AoE 2. Dude, it's a constant cycle. Whatever you play last. Alright, I'm locked in. Schmovin'. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. Oh, big dammy. Big dammy. Big dammy. Big dammy. Oh, fuck. Let's go, baby! He locked in! Okay. Phase 2. Separate the men from the boys. Oh, fuck. Almost through. Spawn right here. Oh, why did I get the unlucky spawn? Oh. Oh, fuck. Massive damage! Massive damage! Oh, I can get this. fuck? Stop! Fuck, dude. I stood there. I stood there on the edge. Dude, what was that pixel? What was that pixel? That's fucking stupid. Ah, stupid. What was that noise? That was an authentic fucking noise. I was speaking in tongues. That was the fucking demon coming out of me, bro. What the hell? I didn't move on purpose because the line wasn't... I think you need a priest. What the hell? Elon Musk would have won by now. Fuck, you're right. You're fucking right. Elon Musk would have won by now. He would have pulled up a YouTube video of someone else playing it. And he'd be fucking done. He'd be fucking... All right, last one. We'll just try this every day. This is a good warm-up for when Silk Song comes out next month. Not copium, not copium, not copium. We'll just play this every day of the month so I can finally get it, so I'm ready for when Silk Song surprise drops on September 1st. No copium, no copium, no copium, no copium. I asked Team Cherry, my uncle works there. My uncle is Cherry, and my aunt is Team. Oh, fuck. And they told me it's happening, so you guys are dumb. Disagree. You look like fools. Wait a minute, he's locked. I hate when they spawn like this. You got no ground space to work with. Ah, you! Crank that soldier boy, you! They spawn it up top, dude. I jump up, they spawn it up top. All right, for real though. For real though. Yeah. Just put the MM in the bag, little unk. Put the prime in the bag, little unk. How about that? Oh, you are subbed. My comeback doesn't make sense if you're already subbed. Just pretend you're not. You're doing that just. Is it 34 months? I couldn't see it from here. Oh. Ah! I almost did something cool. My inner monologue just got saying, don't bet more than you can afford to lose. Bro's going through gambling counseling over his Atrioc coin. It doesn't matter. Do you understand? You could lose it all and it doesn't matter. It affects your life in no way. You don't have... Okay, Icy Fire 420. Come on now. You know about bankroll management, okay? Only bet we can afford to play with. Have fun money. You need to keep some Atrioc coin for expenses. You need Atrioc coin for your family's future. How are your kids gonna go to college if you don't have enough Atrioc coin? Just spend the extra. I'm spitting. Big Gammy! Big Gammy. Oh, fuck! Oh, dodge. Ooh! You're pissing me with that! It probably feels so good to release all of that dark energy if you're the Hollow Knight. You writing a fan fiction? This is the beginning of a disgusting fan fiction. I don't want to hear it, dude. I don't want to hear it. Why make it weird? He made it weird. I didn't bring up how good it feels or not. It's a sprite. The character's not a real... He's dark and twisted mind. Alright, for real though, like, what if we just actually locked it? What if the groove hit, the lawnmower started? The problem is, the fucker is spamming the 4 balls technique. It's one of the hardest. Ha! 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 Holy! Holy! No, dude, they're putting me in the blender. They put me in an impossible spot. I bounced out, and then the thing where I jump up and he spawns at the top, they put me in the blender. It's unreal. Okay, it's actually last one. If I don't make it, I'll make it. Because I can get caught in a larger blender, a mental blender. Okay. We'll just do the last one. My last one, for real. Like, this is it. Block it. Move. Whoa! Fuck me, almost died there. Go back over. Oh, fuck. I almost did it, dude. Okay, when you're in that spot, you have to short hop, then dagger down. All right, fuck. We'll call it. Tomorrow then. No problem. TikTok from JPowLover33.
You just added in a third.
Gotta watch that. Let's see what's going on with JPowLover33. How do you full screen this ish?
Building is what that is. That's the third building. You just added in a third building is what that is. That's the third building.
Well, no, but it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago.
We're gonna miss him when he's gone, I'll tell you that. That wasn't that good. For all the clips of JPow you could have made a fucking fan cam to. That one was kind of weak, but we're gonna miss him when he's gone. Jerome Powell? No, Trump. We'll miss Trump. My goat, the greatest president of all time. He's leaving? Jerome Powell will be gone by this time next year, huh? Guaranteed. They're going to replace him. Didn't even include the Stone Cold no. Yeah, exactly. That's Jerome Powell's best clip. When they ask him, does the president have any legal authority to remove you? And then he looks in the camera and goes, no. Says nothing else. Not permitted under the law. Yeah, that's fire. Actually, Jerome Powell no clip. Is that?
Some of the president-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Can you follow up on, do you think that legally you're not required to leave?
No.
Music.
It's a very
I don't know what the
that
fuck
you
they're...
should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Can you?
Yeah, I love it. He may not be my GOAT, but I respect him. And now he's going to be gone. Almost assuredly. It's just funny. I don't know if you guys could stand to hear me say the word interest rates ever again, but the concept is funny that, if the economy is good, you would raise interest rates. And if it's doing terribly, you would lower them to try and stimulate things. But Trump is simultaneously saying we have the greatest economy ever, and Jerome Powell needs to crank down interest rates so fast. Like, what he's saying doesn't connect. Like, it's the opposite. He's saying it is so good right now. And what's funny is this recent jobs report, where the jobs numbers were so bad after the revisions, is is proof for Trump's point that they should lower interest rates. Like, unemployment's getting really bad. We have to stimulate. But what's funny is that is the one thing Trump said was fake news. He said we have tons of jobs. This report is fake. And he fired the person. Do you understand how fucking it's literally having it both. It's literally having your cake and eating it too. It's literally both ways. Review 22. Thank you for the prime. I can't. My streamer is Keynesian. I'm not Keynesian, bro, but I do respect him a lot more after reading that book. And the point is moot because our Federal Reserve is Keynesian. There's so much hypocrisy in going after the Fed for the building costs. Yeah. Who's the GOAT Federal Reserve Chair? I actually have an answer for that if you really want to know. Let me pull him up. Where's the one where he's got the cigar? This is a good one. The GOAT Federal Reserve Chair is Paul Volcker. This guy's the GOAT, dude. They got real bad inflation in the 70s, late 70s. And Paul Volcker comes out and he's like, we have to break the back of inflation no matter the cost. And so he raised interest rates, not to 5% like we have now, which we think is like crazy high. He raised it to 20. Can you imagine that? Like if you get a mortgage on your house, it's 20% interest. 20, 21, 22. It was insane. The interest rates were fucking absurd. But it did it. He didn't let up until the back of inflation was broken and they ended it. There was like $5 of debt. Well, consumers still had debt. He was able to do that because at the time the government did not have a ton of debt. So the debt payments didn't cripple the government financially. You couldn't do this nowadays. Now the highest we can get is 5%, and it's like, whoa. Holy fuck. And now inflation doesn't exist? Okay, you can't blame him for inflation roaring back after COVID. It's fucking 45 years later. Okay. Please give Volcker some fucking a relief. How do you rate Bernanke? Well, we're trying to get Bernanke as a guest on Lemonade Stand, so I'll hold my tongue. But I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I think no central banker in my lifetime. Maybe J-Pal's fine, but outside of that, I think they're all pretty horrendous. Actually, I think they're all pretty horrendous. I think Greenspan's terrible. So they called it. We're going to explain central bankers right now. This is Alan Greenspan. Alan Greenspan might be most responsible for fucking, not the most responsible, but definitely responsible for 2 recessions, 2 separate recessions. This is Alan Greenspan getting a medal from George Bush. Alan Greenspan was the original money printer. He's the first guy to realize, like, hey, if times are tough, we really just let that chopper sing. We just start printing, bro. And it came to be called the Greenspan put, which is what Wall Street called it when they realized if they took on enough risk, Greenspan would bail them out. And it fundamentally changed their whole model. They realized that, like, wait a minute, if things get bad enough, like if stocks go down or whatever, he's going to print. So we can plan on that. Greenspan is the first Federal Reserve Chair while Wall Street realized they could bake this into their model. They could plan around the government saving them. And so, yeah, I think he's terrible. I think he's terrible. And he's a big part of the reason why we had the dot-com bubble in 2001. And, of course, the housing bubble in 2007. Let's say 2008. He was gone by then, but the conditions he created, led to 2008. So, again, there's a lot of people at fault, not just him. But the easy money era is a big part of Greenspan. And Obama? No, I don't blame Obama for 2008. He got elected after the housing crash. I don't blame Obama for that. You think you were? I blame Obama for the tan suit recession, which is the feeling. It's like the patriotism recession we've had ever since he wore that fucking tan suit. I feel like collectively all Americans have lost our national spirit and our pride ever since he walked down the fucking White House lawn in that fucking suit. That's a recession that we're still reeling from. But I don't blame him for the housing crash. Can you explain how increasing Fed rates worsens government debt? Yeah, I can, if you would like me to. There's two ways. So, how do I put this? Government wants to borrow money, right? There's the short term. Like, so the government wants to borrow money for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. They'll give you a different rate, an interest rate based on how long they're borrowing their money for. So the one they set is the short end of the curve. This is the one that Jerome Powell or the Federal Reserve can set. Now, let's say they set it at 5%. Okay? So this is a curve, and unless it inverts, it should be like this. So the amount you get paid to loan your money for more time should be higher. So a lot of government debt is on the longer end of the curve, but if this number raises, these numbers will raise, just because people would, like, if this was 3, most people will take the shorter end. If you can get 5% quicker, you'll just do that. You know what I'm saying? So this will trend to be higher. Okay? Just a general idea. So even if they raise this number, the government debt, which is all usually in the 10-year plus auction, will also cost more. Like, let's say, I'll give you a perfect example. In 2020, the U.S. government could go out and borrow money for 50 years. I'll just say 20. For 20 years, and all they had to pay that entire time was 0.5% interest, something like that. Something crazy. You can't even see it. 0.5% interest. And instead of just loading up on this debt, which we should have done, we could have gotten trillions of dollars at a tiny percent interest and just funded the government for a long time. Instead, we didn't do that, okay? Because the curve was basically flat. This is like basically 0. This is like, 0.25. This is, okay? Surely there's some downside? No, I mean, they should have. The smart countries did. They termed out their debt. In 2020, the smart countries got like 100-year bonds. They borrowed money at low interest rates for 100 years, and their payments are small for 100 years. We didn't do that. So anyway, when you raise the beginning part of that curve, the part at the end also raises. And so when you have to reborrow, when your 10 years and your last one is up, you have to reborrow. Now you have a much higher monthly payment. It's like if you had a mortgage for your house and you had like a 5% interest payment, and I can afford that, and then you had to renew it at a 10% interest payment. Well, now I can't afford that. My payments are way higher. They're double. So that's generally what happens. But more specifically to your question, all that point is moot because ever since 2021, the U.S. government has been funding itself entirely on the short end of the curve. Like today, we put out a bond auction for like We need to borrow $40 billion today. The U.S. government just to keep running. So we borrowed $40 billion, and we did not borrow it at 10 years or 5 years. We borrowed it for a year because we are so afraid of these higher payments that we're funding ourselves on the cheapest end of the curve. But that means in 1 year, all this $40 billion is due again, you know? So, yeah, we're definitely in the late stage of the cycle. But, you know, that's why a Trump might want this short term to be lowered, because then the U.S. government can borrow cheaper. Why do we borrow it? Are we fucking broke? The answer is yes. The United States government collects a certain amount of money in taxes. Let's say it's this much. This is our tax money. And then we spend this much. And this difference is what we borrow. And we're doing it all the time. We're constantly borrowing. It's Klarna. It's dead. Why the fuck are we doing that? I mean, very simply, it's because people want this stuff. All right? This is how much we can afford, and this is how much we want. And in here is, you know, tanks. Fucking Medicare. Medicare. Checks to old people, Social Security. Security. You know, missiles. I mean, to be honest with you, it is these things. And then also it's interest payments on our previous debt. So here's the thing. So once you borrow this much, let's call this part, this yellow part, okay? This is the part that we spend more than we have. This is the part we borrow. Okay? When we borrow it, it comes with interest payments. So next year, when we spend more than we make, we have to pay for all that stuff the same, and then on top of it, interest payments from last time. Little bonus. And that interest payment has gotten so big, it's bigger than the military. Okay? So that's why the debt problem is out of control. That's why our debt is skyrocketing. We are like a payday loan addict. The only difference is we have a good job. It's like someone who's rich in gambling debt. It's like I have a good job. I make a good salary. Like this alone would be the wealthiest nation on earth. But we spend so much more than that. We can't afford it. I mean, we're just juggling these payments. You got to feel rich. Why are they called payday loans when it's not on payday? The idea is you need a little money to get you to payday. So you borrow, and then on payday, you pay it back. That's the idea of payday loans. They're very predatory. They take advantage of people at their most vulnerable. What if we sent Scott Bessent to meet with Caleb Hammer? That's actually a very funny skit. The U.S. government meeting with Caleb Hammer. You can't afford this tank. Why did you buy 10 aircraft carriers? You couldn't afford one. Why is it called football when they don't use their foot or use a ball? They do use a ball. Well, they use a football. And they use their feet. They move. They run. It's a pigskin. It's an egg. It's not an egg. It doesn't hatch. It's called a football. So if anything, it should be named after the item. Like the sport could be named after the fucking item. It starts with a kickoff. Another thing, that's foot. Why is it called a football when it's not shaped like a foot? It kind of is. The item is definitely after the sport. Would you rather pay off the national debt or double it and give it to the next generation? Would I rather? I know which one we're going to do. I also think like it would be nice to teach Gen Alpha a little fucking humility. You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't they fucking work for something for once? Why don't they figure it out? All they do is fucking watch Roblox and lie, dude. We should boomer them. Yeah, we should fucking boomer. It's called boomer them is whenever you fucking borrow extensively to fund your current lifestyle and then dump the debt on the next generation. That's boomering and it's fucking awesome. We should do it. Have you seen when Dave Ramsey said it's okay for him to own 9 houses because it's owned by God and he handles God's money? Yeah, I saw that. I have it on my wall. A Dave Ramsey poster with that quote underneath it. It's fucking beautiful. Are you trying to mock him or something? Are you fucking sacrilegious? Dave Ramsey's the GOAT, dude. All right, let's see this VoidZilla that everyone's talking about. Apparently there's new Epstein news. Wait, there's no new Epstein. Oh, there is. Yeah, okay, here it is.
Ghislaine
Let's see this new Epstein news, okay? Are we going to find out that Epstein was a pedophile? Are we going to finally reveal that? Is that coming out? Are we going to find out he's actually a bad guy this whole time?
Maxwell has cleared Donald Trump's name while awaiting her pardon.
That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear. My goat is clear. Honestly, guys, this is a big fucking weight off my mind. This is a weight off my mind. This is going to sound crazy now, but for a minute there, I kind of thought Donald Trump was on the list. Straight up. I straight up was like, wait, what if my goat, Donnie T, was friends with Jeffrey Epstein and did things that weren't cool? And now that she's cleared him, I feel so much better with my vote.
New from ABC, Ghislaine Maxwell told DOJ Trump never did anything concerning around her. Now, notably, Trump has been asked whether he's going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. Before, he said he wishes her well.
I just wish her well, frankly. Yeah, I wish her well. I'd wish you well. I'd wish a lot of people well.
Then he's asked if he's going to...
I love that response. I love that response, dude. Because it's like... I don't know. It's just so funny. The idea that it's like general politeness for a child sex trafficker. I'm just being polite.
Pardon her. He says, well, I'm allowed to do it, but I really haven't thought of it.
I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
Now, notably, this is very similar to the way Trump has responded previously when talking about people he would later end up pardoning.
I don't want to talk about pardons for Michael Flynn yet.
You pardon Paul Manafort?
I have not even given it a thought as of this moment.
Roger Stone, are you going to pardon him, sir? He's been convicted of felonies.
Am I going to pardon him? Well, I hadn't thought of it.
Now, obviously, he later did pardon Michael Flynn, Roger Stone, and Paul Manafort, and this has all led many people to wonder...
Okay, but wait. Counterexample, what if he actually hadn't thought of it and the reporters are causing him to think of it? If they just didn't ask the question, he would never think of it. They're incepting it into his brain. If anything, we should blame the reporters.
if a similar thing is in the works for Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, this all comes after 9 hours of Ghislaine Maxwell privately speaking to Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. He's the former defense attorney for Donald Trump, and this was a private meeting. It's notable that there were talks about doing it publicly in front of Congress, but that got shoved aside pretty quick when they realized they could just do this behind closed doors. Now, Todd Blanche said he was thinking about releasing the transcripts. We don't know if that's going to happen or not, but today we got leaks of what may have been said during the 9 hours where Ghislaine Maxwell told Todd Blanche that Trump had never done anything in her presence that would have caused concern. Now, do we believe this? Well, the challenge is that Ghislaine Maxwell has every reason to lie. She, after all, is...
Why does he keep changing his pronunciation of Ghislaine? He keeps adding, but you can pronounce it a different way, but you keep changing it.
Looking for a pardon. Her lawyer says right now that she would welcome any relief, and relief is exactly what she got after this testimony. Right after the testimony to the DOJ, where she cleared Trump's name, she got transferred to a less restrictive prison called a minimum security prison, with the Washington Post calling it one of the nation's most lenient lockups for nonviolent women offenders. It's notable she had to get a special waiver to even go to this prison because normally sex offenders are not allowed. And this is something I really want to hit home. Previously, I've been talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, and we've been talking sort of like, okay, she trafficked for Jeffrey Epstein. I think it's worth hitting home that she also participated in some of the acts. She is a sex offender, convicted. And those types of people aren't eligible normally for minimum security prisons. That's why a former warden told the Post, inmates, if they have a offense, are not going to a place like that, period. It's truly unheard of. Quote, it's a country club. Someone gave special preference to Maxwell that, in my knowledge, no other inmate currently serving in the Federal Bureau of Prisons has received. So she is getting special treatment for something. We don't know exactly why. She had to get a special waiver for this, though. This is not something that everyone gets. Contradicting this, though, the president has come out and said, oh, this is actually a very normal thing.
Questions for you. One, were you aware of and did you personally approve the prison transfer for Ghislaine Maxwell that your Justice Department...
I didn't know about it at all. No, I read about it just like you did.
And do you believe that she is...
It's not a very uncommon thing.
Do you believe that she's credible to be listening to? Your Deputy Attorney General sat down with her recently.
Well, let me tell you, he's a very talented man.
I'll remind you, the guy he's talking about formerly was his defense attorney. And her question, which never really gets answered, which is, can we trust Ghislaine Maxwell, actually is an important one because previously
it's fucking crazy. His former defense attorney is the one in charge of interrogating her. They have the capability of offering her a reduced sentence and a pardon. And then she comes out of this interview with a leaked statement saying that he was not guilty. Of fucking course. It's like quid pro quo right in front of your eyes. It's so, and also you don't even get to record it. She doesn't get publicly questioned. A private interrogation by Trump's former defense attorney is the only thing we get from Ghislaine Maxwell. Honestly, we're the crazy ones for thinking that it's weird. Nah, you're right. No, you're fucking right, dude. We're fucking, what are we doing? Why are we being such sticklers?
He was charged with perjury. This was in connection with her 2016 deposition. Perjury just means she was lying under oath. Quote, in 2016, while testifying under oath in a civil proceeding, Maxwell repeatedly made false statements, specifically about certain specific acts and events alleged in the indictment. So, can we trust someone who previously our government...
That was when she was being interrogated by a pussy-ass lawyer, okay? But now that Donald Trump's personal defense attorney is interrogating her, he's going to get to the bottom of things. He's going to get the fucking truth out of her. Okay? Understand the difference, CoffeeZilla.
Charged with making false statements when specifically these false statements may benefit her. I don't know. Maybe you think she's...
Maisie, who do you think's on the Epstein list? I figure you got to know. You're deep in Republican circles in Texas. Who's your guess for the Epstein list? I think probably Jay-Z. My fucking goat Jay-Z is getting slandered here. My goat, Jay-Z. I feel like Gen Z just hates Jay-Z. I swear to God. I swear to God. And you know why it is? I'll tell you exactly why it is. I'm going to tell you the fucking truth. Here's why Jay-Z is so slandered by Gen Z. It's because he made that stupid fucking music platform Tidal, and his music wasn't on Spotify, and he just got skipped by a generation. I swear to God. I swear to God. And that meant his music didn't hit TikTok. No one got clips, and he just completely fell off. He completely fell off for someone who came up in the Spotify era. I swear to God. And it's because of Tidal. If he had been on Spotify at the right time, he would be way closer to like how Gen Z thinks of fucking anyone else from that era. You know, like Eminem or whatever. Or because he cheated on Beyonce. Is that confirmed? They're still together. They're still together, Jelly. They worked it out, okay? He confessed on his album. Yeah. Okay. That takes big work. He made Reasonable Doubt. That's all I'm saying. He made Reasonable Doubt, and we're here talking about Jay-Z like he fucking didn't make Reasonable Doubt. And I think that's just needs to be... he made The Blueprint, okay? He made Takeover. That's one of the best diss songs ever. Where's the crinkle noise? I'm literally crinkling plastic as I'm crinkling up my free concert ticket to Jay-Z for everyone in chat prize I was going to give out because you guys don't deserve it. I had a stack of tickets. I literally was going to announce today that we're all going to go to a Jay-Z concert together. It was going to be a fun idea I had, but now it feels fucking stupid. You guys aren't going to even have a good time. All right, J. Cole fan? Yeah, I'm a J. Cole fan. I'm proud of it. The only J. Cole song I don't like is the one where he talks about his wet dreams. J. Cole, I don't care if you bust quick. Just don't tell me about it. Don't rap about it. I like Grippy. Yeah, Grippy's fire. That's his best song? No, trash take. Trash take. It is def his best song. No, absolute garbage take. There's nothing good about that song. That song is horrendous. Fuck the big three. It's just grippy. That's true. Art is meant to challenge norms. There's nothing more normal than J. Cole's song there. Okay. He acts like he's cooler than he is, but he's actually a virgin. No wonder half of you like the song. It's fucking relatable. There's nothing. The song is so regular. But the funny part is just the details about like I'm worried I don't fucking come quick. Okay, fucking holy shit. His writing is this fire. Why is this a club hit? Why is this song so popular? It's crazy. Elite storytelling, dude. You just don't get it, man? I feel like I get it too much is the problem. I feel like I get it too much. There's a similar song where he keeps it real that's a letter better. It's Crooked Smile, where he talks about his crooked smile. Because that's not necessarily everybody has that, but it's relatable. That's a good song. He's got fucked up teeth. No, he's not talking about sex in that one? Yeah, you're right. He's not talking about middle school sex in that one, so I guess you're not interested. Speaking of that, here's the Epstein list.
Turned a leaf and she suddenly is Mrs. Honesty, but it's worth saying she's already reaping the rewards of the testimony she's given so far. Our president proceeds to talk about how talking to Ghislaine Maxwell is going to help with the fact that we don't want people getting caught up in this.
He legitimately is changing the pronunciation every time. This is a fucking 5-minute video. It's a 5-minute video with 15 different pronunciations. Is it an on-purpose bit?
That would have their lives hurt.
Whatever he asked would be totally appropriate, and it's not an uncommon thing to do that. And I think he probably wants to make sure that, people that should not be involved or aren't involved are not hurt by something that would be very, very unfortunate, very unfair to a lot of people.
We don't want people getting involved who might.
Dude, every time Trump says that, it's so obvious he's talking about himself. It's so obvious he's talking about himself. He's not talking about other people. There's no mythical other person that you're thinking of that you're talking about yourself. Like in the Fox News interview where he's like, they asked him if he would release the list, and he's like, yeah, well, maybe not so much that one, because there's a lot of fake stuff on those lists, and you don't want people getting hurt with it. It's like, we know what you're thinking about. We know you're not thinking of fucking...
might be hurt by this, right? That's why we got to talk to her behind closed doors. We got to give her preferential treatment, right? Because we don't want anyone who might have been otherwise implicated in this falsely to get implicated, right? We want to make sure their names, whoever they are, whatever mysterious person they are, do not get implicated in this. And obviously that goal of Maxwell clearing certain people is being achieved here with her now clearing Trump's name with a possible pardon on the line. Now, I do have to say, it could be the case that he didn't have anything to do with it. She is being honest here. But unfortunately, the waters are muddied when you have such a transparent conflict of interest in this whole story. Personally, I don't want anyone, Ghislaine Maxwell or any of the elites that are involved, to be let off the hook. In fact, just today we had a bombshell report from the New York Times about Jeffrey Epstein's personal residence where he had pictures with famous people. More letters came out with people like Woody Allen, and all of these people should be investigated. Unfortunately, we are living in a time where a select few of these people have so much power over the investigators of it. Maybe instead of giving preferential treatment to sex offenders, we should just release the Epstein files and see where that gets us.
Nah. Keep it secret. It's more exciting that way. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like the dog chasing the car. We're not going to know. If we actually release the list, it won't be as fun to say release the list. I like the chase. I won't stand for this Woody Allen slander. Soon he hasn't pressed charges. Are you defending? Listen, my understanding is that Woody Allen has committed sex crimes, but if he hasn't, he would be on my shit list for this interview alone.
What are your views on serious matters?
Why does this have Russian subtitles?
A commercial for American.
Where the fuck is this? All right, well, I'll watch it anyway.
What are your views on serious matters?
What?
Well, I don't know. Who's your favorite philosopher?
I haven't got one. I don't know any. Who's yours?
Oh, I like them all.
Who?
All your basic philosophers.
Who?
Just all of them.
I don't know their names though. What are their names?
See, there's a host of them. You.
She locks in, bro. She locks in. He can't name one philosopher. You ask that question, you can't name one? You can't just fucking... So, that alone. Fuck Woody Allen on sight, bro. Asking an 18-year-old girl, what's your favorite philosopher? You're into serious shit. That's, faux intellectualism. And that's reserved for Twitch streamers, thank you. All right, Woody. If you're gonna stream it, it's fine. But if you're gonna fucking put it on a TV show, that's too fucking far. Streamers and Redditors, I'm sorry. You can stream it or you can write a fucking Reddit post about it, but you can't fucking. Philosopher's Stone is my favorite Harry Potter book. If she said that, that'd be fucking fire, but she was a few years too early. She was British, though. I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube bots and Reddit, and I feel like dead internet is becoming super real. What specifically makes you say that? I think it is, but I don't know what specifically. The thing that kind of unnerves me is how much AI scripted, AI generated AI video on YouTube is getting hundreds of millions of views. That shit is a little spooky because it, like, there's no human involved in the process, dude. It's like, yeah, AI movie trailers. Yeah. Oh yeah, League of Legends. China put out a trailer. Do I have this?
Riot made an AI cinematic and it is...
I don't know about this person, but maybe I can find a... I want the actual video. Riot put this out, and it's like...
It's so exciting! Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the stage. Please, get ready for a show. You stupid fools!
So weird. It's so weird. This AI? Yeah, it's AI. It's all AI generated. Let's go.
Hurricane, spin me faster, no brakes. Hurricane, this is our golden age. Feel the hurricane rise. Gold sparks in our
It's just weird.
eyes. Can we turn up the power higher? Watch me set it on fire. Gonna be you, gonna be your idol. Dance with me under neon lights, side by side.
The crowd shots are so weird. They have Pixar faces. What is this banger? That's what I'm saying.
Neon lights glow, side by side when the beat drops low. Celebration in the hey. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe! Now scream! We are the champions tonight! Gonna be your idol. Dance with me under neon lights glow. Side by side when the beat drops low. Celebration.
That's so bad.
Hurry, hurry.
Or is it so fire, you know? Who's to say? Who's to say? The consumer, I guess. Why is there even a season 3 or something in China? I don't know how it fucking works, bro. They just wanted a 3 ND, third. Riot ran out of money, I guess. Obviously, Riot didn't run out of money, but It does feel like their boom year for League of Legends is over. Maybe I'm wrong. Could be still doing well. It's still doing well in China. I know that for sure. It's for Trump's third term. China's pre-celebrating Trump's third term. They might as well, dude. I saw this article that was like probably an opinion piece. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. It made a very strong case. And it basically said, because look, I've talked about the many there's negative stuff happening with China's economy for sure, but this is a very fair point, which is that Trump is the gift that keeps giving to China. And it really is true. Like, and it just goes through all of these fucking examples of the ways that Trump has made it easier for China to find partners and allies, and to gain advantages and to, I don't know, it's they're probably the biggest fan. Low key, he's been great. I mean, a great example. I'm just gonna give you this great example. We are currently ramping up our trade war focus on India. Now, the previous American strategy was to cozy up to India and make them our friend because India already has tensions with China, and a rising India is directly counter to China's interests. Being close with India is very good for America. It helps build an Asia-Pacific trade network that cuts China out. In fact, you could get factories to move to India from China. However, Trump has abandoned all that and is now openly, verbally, and tariff trade war attacking India. And it's just driving them away. It's crazy. In fact, it's America and Europe are both trying to tariff and sanction India for buying Russian oil. But India's response, which I read today, was actually really good because India just said, hey, look, this is really hypocritical. Because as we are speaking, Europe is still buying more natural gas from Russia than we are about in our entire oil market with Russia. It's like, this is like, it's not. And then America doesn't need as much from Russia, but even America, when you need the supplies, are buying uranium and other things from Russia. Like, when you need something, you're buying it from Russia. And when we need oil, we're buying it the cheapest way we can from Russia. It's crazy to be like, also, just to be clear, I'm sure we've covered this, but clear this whole fucking thing. If you had a map, oh, it's a green. If you had a map, I can't draw it. Can you put a world map? Oh, it's so low res. Can I get a high res version? There we go. If you had a world map, and you might be wondering, right? When this Russian oil, which I think goes this way, honestly, probably goes out through here, and then here, and then here, and goes to India. But do you know where it goes next? It goes here. Actually, it goes back this way to Europe. It just goes right back to Europe, bro. It goes right back to Europe. They just buy it from India. Like, India's just reselling with a markup. So anyway, it's just fun. I mean, they're keeping some of it for themselves. But wait, how long have I been muted? How long have I been muted? The whole stream? No, come on. How long have I been muted? What was the last thing I said? What was the last thing I said? How long have I been fucking muted? Like 30 seconds, 40 seconds. India reselling oil. Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, so you heard me say that India was reselling oil to Europe. That'd be so funny if you didn't. Okay. Yeah, all I was saying is that the previous U.S. strategy. I'm not doing a bit. This would be. I wish I was smart enough to do this as a bit. This would be an incredible bit. I'm actually so dumb. I don't know what's happening. Why is this happening? Why does it keep muting when I talk about? Am I getting silenced by Xi Jinping? Am I getting silenced by Xi Jinping? What am I? I'm trying to say. Last time I'm trying to say is Clancy in cahoots with Xi. The last time I'm trying to say, I'm just making sure it doesn't mute, that the United States' previous strategy was to befriend Japan. Am I muted? South Korea. Am I muted? Australia and India to create an encirclement of China in the Indo-Pacific. That was the United States' geopolitical strategy before. The new strategy is to piss off Japan, piss off South Korea, piss off India, and piss off Australia. Have no cohesive plan. Okay. So I don't know. Listen, whether you think it's a moral idea or not, I thought the last idea was pretty smart. It made a lot of sense. Every one of these countries that I mentioned, Australia, Korea, Japan, India, has a reason to be pissed off at China. These are all massive economies that have a reason to not like China. And instead of being like, wow, we have common ground, let's work together, it's like now they have a reason to not like us. Now all of these countries have a reason to be fucking pissed at us. Like, what a crazy strategy. I don't, it bothers me, bro. It bothers me. They not like us. Yeah, I think that's what Kendrick was talking about. I think that's what, like, obviously there's like the surface layer reading about Drake, but I think one layer deeper, it's about geopolitical strategy. Did you see Xi Jinping making a big show of welcoming Albo to Beijing? I did see that, dude. Xi Jinping is so funny because like a few years ago, he was on his Wolf Warrior shit and he was like, China doesn't need fucking nobody. And he was like acting tough to everybody. And now he's on his fucking, he just sees the opportunity, bro. He's being so nice. He's going around and just trying to make friends, bro. He's making friends. He's like, oh, what did Donnie say to you, man? Oh, that sucks, bro. That sucks. It's like, all right, in 7th grade, I sat behind this girl that I had a crush on, and she would tell me problems with her boyfriend, and I'd be like, that sucks. Damn, he did that? That's fucking, damn, that sucks. Like, what? That sucks, dude. That's what, I wouldn't even fucking stay with him, honestly. You gotta sow the seeds, you know? Clark Kent style, yeah. Clark Kent style. How are things with Whitney? And that's what Xi Jinping's doing, dude. Xi Jinping's walking around the elbow and being like, "Damn, he's tariffing you. That sucks, bro. That sucks. Damn, if only you could trade with somebody who didn't tariff you." Catch a can. Thank you for the 15 months. I don't know how I got muted twice. It really is kind of fucking with my head. It could be a hotkey over here on the mixer, but I don't understand how I hit it. Straight up. Straight up. No, I know when I'm muted and when I'm not. I don't need your chat. It just tells me right here. I think it's the cable. No, I don't think it's the cable. Hey, let's watch something. Man, I'm making a really good noise right now. I am trying to. Trump's meeting Putin as soon as next week. That's good. I'm sure they'll figure this Ukraine thing out finally. I was worried they won't, but I think they will. Oh, actually, I did want to talk about that. Straight up, actually, this is a more depressing thing I wanted to say. It's a really soft update. I don't think we should make a clip out of it either. This is just for the chat. All the updates on, I stay pretty up to date on Ukraine. It's like I'm just interested in it, so I read. And all the updates I'm hearing are bad. They're bad. Russia is making some progress. It just looks bad for Ukraine, bro. Obviously, everything I said before, I still stand by, and there's still updates that track with that Russia's economy fucking sucks. Outside of selling oil to fucking India and China, Russia's in a bad spot economically, but it doesn't mean they're not grinding this war out. And I do get the sense like Ukraine is so close to breaking. They're not breaking, but they're like, if just a few things went wrong quickly, they could collapse. They're just stretched so thin, and recruiting is so hard, and their people is so depleted, and they're losing some key ground. And I just get the sense that like Ukraine could snap. And here's the thing. So earlier we talked about Ukraine making real strides in drone production and drone tactics, and they really did. But in response to that, Russia has absolutely amped up in a gargantuan way the amount of drones they're sending. And Russian drone strikes have really done a number on Ukraine. So I don't know. I just want to give you the latest update is not great from my understanding. Drones are kind of horrifying, bro. The war in Ukraine has become a full drone war, and it's just human beings dying to drones en masse. It's great. It's crazy. It really feels sci-fi. Anyway, I don't want to give you depressing news. I just wanted to. That's an update people might be interested in. Again, I don't know. Things could change, and obviously, it seems like Trump finally, after fucking 8 months of being president, realized that the original strategy of helping Ukraine was the right one, and that Russia was not able to talk peace, and Russia was just like Trump is saying this now after 8 months of. So it does seem like they're being more supportive, and might actually unlock some stuff for Ukraine, but I just think it's fucked. I need positive news, bro. It's been a bad week. I'm sure I got some positive news for you. I'm sure I do. Let me check my notes. Every story I read, and I try to read at least 3 long-form articles a day. That's my minimum. That's what I stick to. I do my pull-ups and my basketball, and I do my... and most things are probably not great news. but some of them are. Let's see. What everything I'm reading so far is bad. Where's my Dude, I just realized how many things I read are like, here's a chart that's bad. So much of my media diet is someone giving me a chart and explaining why it's bad. Why? Oh, here's a piece of good news. Okay? This woman thought she was being ghosted. Okay? But it turns out the guy was just dead. Guys, he didn't ghost me. He was just dead. I feel so much better right now. Like, rip, but I thought it was a me issue. That's good. Still ghosted? I guess literally ghosted, yeah. Finally some good news. That's a W. That's a fucking W. It wasn't a personal problem. Oh, here's some good news. Wait, yeah, this is, we're talking about how Russia is doing so well in this war, but how about this? Russian oil and gas revenues, which is basically how they get the entire money, all their money, fell 27% in July. They're fucking crumbling. And in fact, even though I did say it's kind of silly that we're targeting India with tariffs, if they did make a deal and India chose to buy less Russian oil, which I don't know if they will. It sounds like their stance was no, but if they did buy less Russian oil, then Russia would have almost nobody to sell to, just China. So that's some good news. That's something. 27% is a pretty big fall as your fucking war spending ramps up. China wins either way. Man, it's so complicated to think about China. It's so complicated. So many things are going right for China, but so many things are also going wrong. It's tough to say. Like I saw this chart. The Xi Jinping era. You know how I mentioned in a previous video way back that Xi Jinping is scaring the hoes? I really believe it, dude. I think this is companies founded in China. The Xi Jinping era has really choked off private investment. People are, ever since he did that thing where he cracked down on tutoring companies and they just went to zero overnight. China's obviously doing really well in the areas they're focusing on, and they're government-directed areas like EVs and batteries and even microchips. They're making huge strides, but it does feel like the Xi Jinping particular era. Like, I think if there had been another Deng Xiaoping, the guy who was basically opening China up, allowing markets, China would be unstoppable #1 right now. I truly think America would be absolutely cooked if it was not Xi Jinping. I actually think Xi Jinping is the only reason America has a chance. I honestly believe that. I think China had so many advantages, and they're squandered by Xi Jinping, who's used it in like a really foolish way. Bro, don't say that yet. I'm visiting China, you're right, so I should. China trip canceled? Nah, I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. You ever read The Three Body Problem? Not yet. I do want to read it. I think I own it. I might own it. But I haven't been reading a lot of fiction lately. I guess I should. she is doing that good thing where he's holding billionaires more accountable, though, and then just offsets all the negatives. Yeah, I hear that, but what he really holds them accountable for is criticizing the party. He doesn't hold them accountable for like underpaying employees. Like they still do that. Like they're not held accountable for the things you would want. Didn't he disappear Jack Ma? Yeah, but I mean, Jack Ma's the iconic example. Jack Ma's backbound, by the way, and it's still a billionaire. But what Jack Ma did was he criticized the way they were running finances in the government as he was launching his ant financing startup. And they blocked his IPO, and then he didn't appear for months. And then when he came back, he changed his tune. But that was for criticizing the government. It wasn't for, that was what got him noticed. If he had just said nothing, everything he was doing to make money would not have stopped. I don't care. It's better than the billionaire ruling the government. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But I just think it's a little overpraised. I just think all countries exist in the real world, and the ones that people don't live, they often talk about like they're mythical. People that don't live in France talk great about France. People that don't live in Japan talk great about Japan. And then when you learn about these countries, you find out that they all have their own problems and flaws, and many of them quite severe, and it's everywhere. And most people have the same incentives in most places. Except in America, we're in a new gilded age. Yeah, I mean, it's spelled gilded, G-I-L. So maybe we're not in a gilded education age. But I do think we are in a new economic gilded age. That's for sure. That's for fucking sure. YOLO, you're banned. Damn, that sucks. Fucking 7-month sub. Unfortunate, bro. Unfortunate. France is pretty much the same as the US. You just trade the smell for public transportation. I hear you're saying. France has the smell, but they also have trains. That's worth it. That's fucking worth it, bro. I'll take that every day of the week. I'll take that every day of the week. Some parts of U.S. have the smell and no train. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. France also has French people, though. Is there a crypto Shark Tank we haven't watched? No, I want to talk about this. Dude, all that hype they did for season 2, I think they buried it. I think they're embarrassed. I legitimately think that the crypto Shark Tank people are embarrassed to release an already done season. Because they passed the date it was supposed to release and no one said anything. I legitimately think that they just don't want to put it out there because it is bad. That's my guess. That's all I can, because listen, not to toot my own horn, but the crypto shark, this video where I reacted to it got 1 million views. And then all my follow-ups got like 500-600K. And nothing they did it, it got more than 2,000 views. So I legitimately think they were just making a show for me to make fun of. I think they might have realized that the entire business model was to make a show that I get to farm for money. I was cajoling their show, and they didn't want to do that. Are crypto bros a dying breed? Crypto's still going, but I just feel like the era of the crypto bro is dwindling. But I want to be clear. That means someone who's all in on like crypto and NFTs. Well, it's been replaced with is like a general trough full of gambling. It's a gamble slot boy is what I'll call them. And it's like just a guy who vaguely gambles on everything. They're just sports gambling, crypto gambling. They're punting on short-term meme stocks. They're that is the yeah, and then probably like trying to find a way to invest in AI or find AI way to make money. You know, it's like the drop shipping of 2025 is finding a way to AI generate a book and put it on Amazon or something. Or Forex trading or yeah, but I don't think crypto only has the same swag. You described my HB right now, bar for bar. What's HB? My HB? My homeboy? I described your homeboy bar for bar. I described the person who is so immersed in gamble slop that their life is almost certain to be ruined. And you said, yeah, that's my dog. Someone who does crypto, sports betting, zero DTEs, AI generated fucking Amazon drop shipping. Yeah, it's bad. Low keys gambling on everything. Yeah. Anyway, I wasn't making it up. That's your HB. Wait, I want to get what is drop shipping? Drop shipping is well, I'm gonna do it right now. I forget about drop shipping. What I want to tell you is that I have just invented a fucking awesome brand new product. Okay? I just invented Atrioc Watch Co. And it's fucking awesome. And it looks like this, dude. Okay? I put priceless time, effort, and energy into designing a luxury diamond-studded timepiece. This shit will make you fucking awesome at a party. People will be asking, where'd you get that? You're going to look cool. You're going to look sleek. Okay? This is an Atrioc timepiece. It's rare. There's only 500 ever made. And I'm selling it to you right now. Okay? It'll cost you, normally a watch like this, $100,000, $80,000. I mean, this is expensive. I'm going to sell it to you for $500. $500, one time only. You buy this watch. You are going to look incredible. Women will be all over you. Men will be all over you. Non-binaries will be all over you, okay? And then it turns out, this is a surprise, I didn't make this watch at all. What I did was I opened up Alibaba and I found a cheap knockoff Chinese watch. And this cost me $13 per watch. And then what I do is I make a TikTok ad or I make marketing for it. And I sell you this watch as if it's more valuable than it is. That's dropshipping. Dropshipping is finding a way to get cheap Chinese products and then you make the TikTok ads or whatever and then you mark it up. Almost every ad you see on TikTok for like a little product is a dropship product. They don't actually make it. They're just buying it from somewhere else and they're handling the marketing. Why wouldn't I just buy direct from China? Well, it turns out you as the consumer don't want that watch until I sell it to you. Turns out you're not waking up thinking, damn, I need a watch like that. But until an ad catches you at the right time with the right messaging and makes you think about it, you're not looking. Seems like the free market at Mercury Shrug. I mean, honestly, I have no problem with dropshipping. I don't give a shit. Nobody in this situation is really unhappy. It's fine. You get the fucking product you got on TikTok. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. The point of it is it's not very lucrative. It's not very profitable. It's a lot of work, actually. They fucking hustle. They make 10,000 TikTok ads and they barely sell any, usually. So it's not like it's not a big problem in society is dropshipping. The problem is that there's more dropshipping courses than there are actual dropshippers. It's people that tell you, oh, you can make a lot of easy money dropshipping. And then you find out, first of all, it's a ton of work. Second of all, you don't make a lot of money. It's like a job. You're grinding to set up fucking 40 fucking ads, link them all to the thing, and then get everything shipped out. And then you're like, wait a minute, I didn't make any fucking money. But the course guy made easy money. Let me get a water real quick. I'll be right back. I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. Where'd you ask Ari for a line? Actually, I asked Ari what she was watching, and she was watching CoffeeZilla on her phone. And she said, why is he pronouncing Ghislaine Maxwell so many different ways? So, it really is a fucking small world. She's the one for me, folks. I might put a ring on it. I might put a ring on it. Have we talked about this? POTUS is on the roof of the White House. When asked why he's up there, he shouts back to us through his hands, just taking a little walk. Okay. This is the least offensive thing Trump has ever done. I got no problem with a man taking a walk on the roof. Do a flip. Wouldn't it piss you off, though, if he did jump off the roof, did a flip, landed perfectly, and was fine? You'd be feeling kind of foolish, wouldn't you? Practicing whimsy. Yeah, I think presidents should practice whimsy. Take a run in the rain, dude. Walk on a roof. Write a poem. Stand on your chair. Spend 2 decades cavorting with Jeffrey Epstein. Just whimsy, dude. You know what I'm saying? Just hold the door for someone. Say something nice. Go to Jeffrey Epstein's island consistently and be on the flight logs. Let men have fun. Yeah. Whoa, too far, too far, too far. No, there's a line. You can't wear a tan suit. I don't want to knock Obama. I do for the tan suit, but outside of that, you know, whatever. His time's over. I've said my piece. I'm not a huge fan, but whatever. Good and some bad. But lately when I see Obama tweet, is the aura gone? It just feels so nothing. He's like, we finally have to stand up and do something, and then no one cares. It's gone, bro. It just feels so. It's very unk coded. I don't know what it is. I feel like he used all his aura cooking up the fake Epstein list. Do you feel like he like spent all his creative energy writing that list, and then now he doesn't have that sauce anymore? Yeah, I think Hitstreak said it correctly. It is kind of like a tired of words moment. Nobody wants to hear words, bro. I think people just don't want to hear like we have to all pull together and we can't let this stand. Like who's we? What can we do? If you can't do anything, then we can't do anything, bro. Have you seen Obama's playlist tweets? Lil bro does not listen to half that shit. You telling me that Obama's not listening to the Lil Pump remix? I don't believe you. I never knew if he listened to that shit or not. The problem with if you guys don't know what we're talking about, Obama will put out these lists every year of like his favorite songs or whatever. You put his top music out, and it's like Squabble Up and Travis Scott and Shabuzi. But it would always be like, just this perfectly focus tested list of the popular songs of the song. It's possible he just has a fucking Spotify pop list. He released the list. At the very least, Obama released consistent lists. And the songs, like, none of it was coherent. It's not like there was any one genre so based on Obama's playlist, he like has no music taste. He's one of those guys that likes everything and it's always popular with a couple like deep cuts to seem cool. I don't know. It could be real. I'm not fucking an Obama truther on his list, but it always struck me as odd. I wish I could pull up. Does he have a 2025 list? 2025. With summer winding down, I wanted to... Oh, he only has 24. This was his list. It would be way funnier if Obama's list was 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. Just like 24 heavy metal songs. Just all 24 from the same fucking genre. And like some deep cut shit. Where's the playlist War Criminal from Tacky Queer? That does feel tacky. So you're saying Obama's good at making lists? Holy shit, the clues were in front of our eyes the whole time. Trump dropped the coffee mug as he realizes. Trump walking through the White House wondering who could have made this fake list. Thinking back to Obama, list. Holy fuck. X-Files music plays. Walking on the roof. He gets to the far off stair. Holy shit, I've been had. Oh, let's watch this. Damn, I wanted to watch this with you. This is actually so relevant. Let's watch this. Talking about Russia. Russia. The phony Russia hoax.
Despite more than 3 years of war, huge military expenses and waves of sanctions, Russia's economy appears to be thriving.
Хотите батоны, а хотите дроны.
But as President Trump threatens harsh economic sanctions,
We just don't see any progress being made.
and cracks begin to show, how long can it last?
War has been a huge stimulus for the Russian economy, but they can't continue doing this forever. The reality...
This is a recently uploaded video, but it feels incredibly dated. This is the conversation from like 3-4 months ago. Honestly, earlier. Like when I talked about this on stream, it's because I was reading it from other papers. Oh, like, this is Wall Street Journal's behind.
They're likely to run out of money.
Since launching its full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Moscow has ramped up its military spending.
If we go back to 2022, Russian defense spending was about $50 billion a year. They are now spending close to $150 billion a year on their military.
As the war continues, President Trump has vowed to turn up the economic pressure on Moscow, threatening tariffs and secondary sanctions if a ceasefire isn't reached.
Russia could be so rich right now. Instead, they spend all their money on war. They spend everything on war and killing people, and it doesn't make sense.
But Russia has
Tell
shown
him, Trump.
it can adapt to economic pressure. Since launching its full-scale invasion of Ukraine, it has become the most sanctioned major economy on the planet.
We had statements from Western leaders like turning the ruble to rubble. This was intended to bring the Russian economy to a complete halt. It was meant to make the continuation of the war.
I just want to say, maybe they're going to say this, but I just want to say, sanctions on materials, raw materials, oil, gas, all that stuff doesn't really fucking work. People buy every fucking barrel that comes out of the ground. You just sell it to someone else. Like, someone will buy it. Someone always buys it. I want to show you a recent example that I think is very relevant. This is more about tariffs, but it's the same idea, bro. It's like, this is our trade deficit with China. I'm trying to find it. Okay, I don't have it, but I have the counterbalance. Anyway, what I'm saying is the amount of goods that China is shipping us has decreased dramatically ever since the tariffs. Our trade balance is way closer because we're not buying as much stuff from China. So you might think, wow, that's huge progress. But it turns out, as that's happening, the exact same amount that's lost from the China thing has spontaneously appeared in Mexico and Vietnam. The trade deficit that we narrowed the gap with China has expanded with Mexico and Vietnam. And it's because all the goods just go to one of these two places and then go to America. It's this crazy coincidence. We haven't changed it. We've just shifted it around. And that's the same thing with these so-called sanctions on Russian oil. Like, the oil is too big of a global commodity. You can't keep it down. So anyway, the reason Russia's economy is hurting more than usual lately is probably because oil prices have been down much less than the sanctions biting.
Completely unpalatable.
Despite this, in 2024, Russia's economy outpaced the growth of most advanced nations, including the US.
There was a deep economic contraction in 2022. It was 2% of GDP. And by the way, that's...
How should we economically hurt Russia then? The honest answer, if you wanted to economically hurt Russia, is to do whatever it takes to get the oil price down. And Biden sort of did this, by the way, to his credit. He released the United States Strategic Petroleum Reserve to keep oil prices low until oil prices were actually low. You can actually do that. That actually is effective. But drill, baby, drill is correct. But more than just in America, what you really need is like to get all producers turning it on. Like, you need to parlay with OPEC to reduce production cuts and flood the market. All that stuff combined would fucking deeply hurt Iran and Russia if that was your goal. Sanctioning doesn't really work.
About the same as the impact of COVID on the Russian economy. But what's interesting is that they bounce back very, very quickly.
Analysts say Russia was able to avoid the impact of current sanctions by reorienting its economy.
The EU was lost as an export market almost entirely. The two big export markets for Russia are China and India. Effectively, they have reorientated towards the export of fuels to China and India. Because that reorientation was possible, that's one of the reasons the sanctions haven't really bit in as much as we might expect.
In addition, Moscow turned its economic focus on supplying its war effort in Ukraine, with even the most unlikely companies focusing on war. Russian state TV broadcast a segment about a...
But I also want to say, like, even the European sanctions, like, Europe stopped selling certain cars to Russia, jewelry to Russia, high-end things, luxury items to Russia, okay? As part of the sanctions. But the problem is, surprisingly, overnight, Kazakhstan started buying a ton of Mercedes, you know? Or like, they bought it and then it just traffics across the border. Like, the market for the thing is still there.
bread factory that swapped dough for drones.
Они еще пахнут свежим хлебом.
They're spending a tremendous amount of money on armaments. So there's been the expansion of the military-industrial complex. That's hoovered up labour. So we've seen unemployment in Russia actually fall to a 30-year low.
Russia has largely been able to sustain these high levels of spending thanks to its oil and gas sector, which makes up around 20% of Russia's GDP. But analysts warn this can't last forever.
By rights, Russia should have a budget surplus at the moment. That surplus should be going into their national wealth fund. What we've seen is that they're spending far more than they're bringing in. And the way that...
I feel like I covered this a month ago. Like every stat in this entire thing. I'm not tooting my own horn. I read it somewhere else, but like I covered everything. This exact thing. Like every line that he's saying, I feel like I already said, including the one about their national wealth fund, including the fact they're out of gold in their central bank and out of their... I straight up think
they are
I've heard this already.
Is by running down their remaining reserves. So at the present burn rate, we see them running out at about 2030.
With President Trump threatening to come down hard on Russia, concerns are growing that this could have far-reaching consequences.
There's been a suggestion of 100% secondary tariffs. So those who buy from Russia, say buy Russian oil, would be hit with tariffs entering the US market. China and India are the main buyers of Russian oil. They collectively account for almost half of Russian exports. Let's imagine if they were to stop buying Russian oil completely. That would be catastrophic for the Russian economy. Russia looks to oil and gas receipts for anything from a third to half of its annual budget. More broadly, this would create a tremendous oil shock in the world. So the price of oil would rocket. It could be recession.
Yeah, but the second the price of oil rockets, all of a sudden, surprise, surprise, the Russian oil is relabeled as some other, as Kazakhstani oil or something. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all so foolish, dude. It all doesn't work. It all, you just have to make what they're selling cheaper. You flood the market with it. You don't try to restrict it.
Inducing.
Trump's threats also come as cracks in Russia's economy are beginning to show.
Now, inflation has been high, but wage inflation has been even higher. So, if anything, the standard of living of Russians has improved.
Should go to war
the
more
problem,
often.
of course, is that this is not sustainable. That eventually Russia is going to hit the fiscal buffers.
Despite the economic risks, experts believe Russian President Vladimir Putin remains committed to his goal of seizing as much of Ukraine as possible, and that Russia will try to sustain its military economy for years to come as it eyes conflicts beyond Ukraine.
If you look at Russian defence expenditure, 2025 is likely to be a peak, but that's on the basis that at some point there will be a ceasefire. At that point, we'd expect defence spending to moderate. But we don't see spending going back to the 2022 or 2021 level. It's going to stay elevated. Russia would say that it still faces threats, It would argue that NATO is a threat, so they need to be prepared. I
I'm
think
a
they do
threat.
understand that at some
Watch out for
point
me,
this
Putin.
war will
Watch
have
the
to come
fuck
to an
out.
end. But of course, politically,
The real threat is the streamers, okay? Because we have the real fucking power to take down fucking Putin's Russia. One-man army, baby. This video is Big Nothing Burger. I actually do agree with you. I think that video was news that was 3 months out of date delivered with stock footage. I actually was not impressed with that video straight up. I legitimately feel like the person who worked on that read the same articles I read 3 months ago. And then wrote that script. That was actually slop. There's a fire ship video that's up my alley. Is it short?
As a kid, I had two favorite movies.
Google's Genie model makes realistic worlds in real time. I will say, we haven't talked about it on the stream very much, but the new Google VO and the Google AI models are spookily good. They're spooky, man. They make AI video that looks weirdly realistic. It's like because they're trained on YouTube, you know? So they have so much video. They have so much more than anyone else. They're still kind of sloppy, but they're way, way better than anything else was before. And again, it's just a prompt. You just type in a prompt and it's giving you. They don't seem good enough for like a movie just yet, but they do seem good enough for an ad. Like as a marketer, I see that and I think, damn, that replaces like a very expensive shoot. Even just getting a clip of like someone looking at camera and saying something about a product, it does it really well. And that was expensive and hard to do in marketing. So if I was still in the corporate world, I could see the writing on the wall.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and that one where Sinbad played a genie. Well, yesterday, Google DeepMind released a new AI model that's like if those two movies had a baby. It's named Genie 3 and has the ability to create controllable virtual worlds from a text prompt and simulate them in real time
That's
at
crazy.
720p resolution and 24 frames per second. And we're not just talking about video rendering here, but worlds with actual physical properties that you can interact with like an open world video game.
What?
Genie is an AI system that understands reality well enough to simulate it. Think of it like the inverse of perception. Instead of understanding what it sees, it generates what could be seen if it had eyeballs like us. And that's a big deal because it gives autonomous systems and robots an unlimited number of simulated environments for training. In today's video, we'll take a closer look at Genie, along with two other big AI announcements that you may have missed if you blinked yesterday. It is August 6, 2025, and you're watching
I
the
saw
Code
VO,
Report.
not
Before we
this.
talk about Google's Genie, OpenAI did something I thought I would never see. They released an OpenAI model with an Apache 2.0 license, meaning you can use it freely to build a billion-dollar business. GPT-OSS is a model that's so good it approaches the performance of other state-of-the-art reasoning models like O3, while being small enough to run on your laptop or even your phone. I tried it out on Ollama, and while it's great to have another open model, it still feels overly censored and a little bit behind Qwen 3 in general intelligence. And with smaller models, you get higher hallucination rates, which is understandable because you have to cut out a lot of knowledge. That makes it hard to use for any kind of serious programming, but luckily software engineers also got a big upgrade yesterday from Anthropic with the release of Claude Opus 4.1. The upgraded model made an improvement to its already impressive software engineering bench score, and supposedly this model is supposed to be way better at
Good, we can fire 15,000 entry-level software devs right now. Thank God. I was worried they were too close to getting paid. I think we were all getting like we were just sweating. We were worried that somebody who graduated with a computer science degree might get a job. And we wanted that to not exist. So that's good. This is fucking
Vile code refactoring. And that's a big deal because as your project grows larger, the more useless AI becomes. But large language models are like so boring in 2025. And the shiny new AI object for today is something called a world model, with Genie 3 being the frontier model released by Google DeepMind yesterday. Tech influencers are calling it a watershed moment that pushes us to the brink of AGI. But remember, you should never listen to tech influencers, especially faceless AI-powered YouTube channels that are owned by private equity. That being said, Genie 3 is without exaggeration a watershed moment that puts us dangerously close to self-replicating genocidal machines by giving robots an unlimited simulation space. It generates realistic physical environments with incredible consistency. And what's especially weird is that the consistency is an emergent property, meaning the model just kind of magically got better at keeping the graphics consistent as it got bigger, as opposed to being a deliberate change to the algorithm implemented by programmers. Google has been working on these world models for a while, but Genie 3 is the first one with an interaction horizon that lasts multiple minutes and that can generate high resolution.
Can I test it? Is it live? I kind of want to test it. Google Genie test. You can't test it? Not available to public? Can I pay for it? You just can't do it, huh? Interesting. I want to see it in action.
What you're seeing are not games or videos. They're worlds. Each one of these is an interactive environment generated by Genie 3, a new frontier for world models. With Genie 3, you can use natural language to generate a variety of worlds and explore them interactively, all with a single text prompt. Let's see what it's like to spend some time in a world.
This is crazily close to the Matrix, right? We're getting there. It's weird. I mean, here's the thing is that, Google has a history of looking really fucking cool in these announcements, and then it comes out and it's like, it kind of sucks. It's like, it's not quite.
Genie 3 has real-time interactivity, meaning that the environment reacts to your movements and actions. You're not walking through a pre-built simulation. Everything you see here is being generated live as you explore it. And Genie 3 has world memory. That's why environments like this one stay consistent. World memory even carries over into your actions. For example, when I'm painting on this wall, my actions persist.
Oh, shit.
I can look away and generate other parts of the world. But when I look back, the actions I took are still there.
Oh, shit.
And Genie 3 enables promptable events, so you can add new events into your world on the fly. Something like another person or transportation.
That's kind of crazy.
Or even something totally unexpected. You can use Genie to explore real-world physics and movement, and all kinds of unique environments. You can generate worlds with distinct geographies, historical settings, fictional environments, and even other characters. We're excited to see how Genie 3 can be used for next-generation gaming and entertainment. And that's just the beginning. Worlds can help with embodied research, training robotic agents before working in the real world, or simulating dangerous scenarios for disaster preparedness and emergency training.
Me stopping the towers from getting hit, just constantly simulating what it'd be like to Mark Wahlberg the fucking planes. Just living your own personal heroic fantasy. Google VO. Generate a world exactly like our current one, but I have a friend who likes me. Enter. Error. Impossible.
World models can open new pathways for learning, agriculture, manufacturing, and more. We're excited to see how Genie 3's world simulation can benefit research around the world.
We'll see. I'm skeptical, but we'll see. Did seem interesting. It did seem interesting. All right.
in embodied AI, letting robots simulate infinite scenarios before acting in the real world. A rescue robot can now actually train in simulated hurricanes. A Mars rover can practice navigating volcanic terrain. An AI agent can fail 1,000 times, well, in simulation. Google's goal? Give agents the imagination they need to make real-world.
Oh, this is just, I thought this was the Fireship video. I was like, why are they spending so much time in this clip of this guy? It's a different video. I was like, why is the last part of this Fireship video just this fucking guy talking? What a weird ending.
graphics in real time.
Yeah, you might be
it can
AI
create
generated.
both realistic and fictional worlds from a simple text prompt, while also giving physical properties to objects in that world that you can interact with just like a video game. It's a fun little toy for us humans, but for robots, it provides an unlimited training space to get better and better at what they do. Humanoid robot tech is right around the corner, with Unitree releasing the R1 for just $5,900 a few weeks ago. And it won't be long before robots like this are cooking our meals, walking our dogs, and curing our loneliness. If you want to get in on this future, though, you need to use the right tools, like Warp, the sponsor of today's video.
No. You should buy this? I don't think it's a good idea. Didn't Kaisa not buy one of these robots and start beating it up? Pushing it around and shit? The robots are going to learn to hate influencers. I'm going to be fucking first killed. Clankers. Yeah, fucking clankers, dude. Okay, let's watch a Smallville, right? That's a good idea. Unless, is there anything else I wanted to learn about? Maybe. Is there anything else I wanted to learn about? Nah, I'm gonna do peak tomorrow with the boys, whoever's available, but they all seem to be interested. I'll do Cliff tonight, obviously. 4 hours of Cliff tonight, and then 20 minutes of Peak tomorrow. I'm trying to... Dude, I feel like I had like 6 videos I want to watch with chat, but I can't find them. No, it wasn't Internet Historian. I don't know. Fuck it. Isn't there a new FT video out? Let's see. Financial Times. Do you have a new video for us? This one's called Rare Earth Metals Are Not Remotely Rare. It's 2 minutes long. Fuck it. Okay, I'll watch it. 2 minutes long. We're going to learn a lot.
Scandium and neodymium are. Lithium and cobalt are not. There's a lot of confusion around rare earth metals, including the fact that they're not very rare at all.
It's the refining that's
So let's
rare.
break it down. Rare earth metals, sometimes called rare earth elements, or just rare earths, are a group of 17 metals that are found almost everywhere, but are tremendously difficult to extract from the Earth's hard rock crust. They are useful in a multitude of products: EV cars, phones, medical equipment, military equipment, camera lenses, and so much more.
Yep.
Researchers forecast yearly demand to grow to approximately 240,000 tons.
Guys, why don't we get into rare earth metal mining? I feel like we're all fed up with our jobs, including mine, the hardest one in the world. If we just find a way to get our hands on some fucking cobalt, we could get some real fucking money. And it's kind of like Minecraft, which is a game you guys all love. Instead of putting together blocks of diamond, put together blocks of neodymium, and we're going to make fucking buku bucks. What should the company be called? Atrioc Incorporated.
By 2030, especially given decarbonisation targets. Extracting this amount...
Atrioc's children miners. No, man, that's a tough name. That's not... Maybe not that name specifically. I feel like that doesn't... Atrioc's miners. Forgetting Island, we've got a cave. How about that? That's a slogan. Yeah, I don't know about all this. I think probably not a good name. Probably not a good name.
It is difficult, but processing...
Although, based on what I'm seeing in America, it's all legal, right? So...
It's even harder. To separate the traces of rare earths, you usually need solvents, the kind that produce a toxic waste byproduct. Not every country is willing to do this on their own soil. Add to that the complications surrounding environmental law and regulation, as well as the escalating volatility around mining and processing rights. 70% of all rare earths are mined in China, and 90% are processed there. China recently announced export restrictions, a move which could threaten a number of industries globally. Meanwhile, the US turned its sights towards other significant deposits of rare earth metals. So, where do we go from here? Opportunities for new recycling technologies to fall in line with environmental targets and new mining and processing methods that create less toxic byproduct are on the horizon, with many countries, including the US and EU, investing in processing.
What if every time you write a truly fucking stupid Reddit post, your laptop is seized by the government or your phone, crumpled into a fucking brick, and they take all the metals out of it and recycle them? I think that would improve the internet and help us get some rare earth metals back. This subreddit would disappear overnight. That's a win. That's a win.
Though some companies are looking for ways to lessen their reliance on rare earths, researchers believe that demand will outpace any technologies that reduce the need for rare earths. So, the demand isn't going anywhere, but how we meet that demand may look very different in the years to come.
Very interesting. Okay. Thank you for watching today. I think we learned quite a bit. Now we're going to watch an episode of Smallville for Atrioc August, continuing. The reason I want to watch 2 in a row, usually I don't like to do too much Smallvilles in a row. I take a little break. The reason I do is because yesterday's episode was fucking hilarious.